tell me about your background coming into this.
I have a strong restaurant background.
Okay.
So years of restaurant hospitality. Kind of started on Cape Cod when I was like 19. And then it kind of made my way to Vail, Colorado, and spent 6 years down in Vail, Colorado, and went from like zero restaurant experience to super fine dining restaurant experience.
Exactly.
So, you learn pretty quick. And then from there, I moved up to Steamboat Springs, which is where I met my husband, and spent 4 years up in Steamboat. And we took a leap of faith and moved down to Bend blindly. Never been there before. And literally our first day there is when we pulled up in the U-Haul. And we were like, did we just move to Pleasantville? I mean, we pulled up to one of the Shell gas stations on the corner of, I think it's Highway 20 and, on the east side of town. And they have their old school boat caps on. And they're like, can we wash your windshields? Can your dogs have treats? And we walk in and there's like, fill your growler. And like, it was just something else. And so we spent 5 years down in Bend, which is where we met Dennis, the owner. And I started working for him as a family assistant, so helping with his son, who is about to turn 11 here in a couple days. And then our daughter, Zoe, was just about to turn 3 at the time. And so I started working for him and doing that, and knowing that they were going to transfer up here and be up here full time. And so my husband and I, after kicking tires around about like, where do we want to go? Do we want to go back to Colorado? Like, what are we going to do? And Dennis was like, hey, I have some opportunity if you want to move up to Walla Walla, and why don't you guys take a trip up, check it out, see what you think. And literally everything fell into place. It was just an amazing transition, and our daughter loves it up here, and just the community up here is really strong. So it wasn't like a hard transition for us at all. And me coming from a small town in upstate New York, it kind of reminds me of my hometown and a little bit of Colorado. So it's just been like this amazing transition. And, doing the tasting room, and just, I tell our staff all the time, every hour and a half we're throwing a house party. That's what we want to portray. We want people to relax and be in our care and feel like they can just, like take the edge off for a minute, which is why we've retained so many of our members for so long too, our Caprio family, if you will. It's been really fun.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful up here. I know when he opened the place, he had some winemaking background a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of fell into that.
Yeah, family, and Dennis will dive into this too, but yeah, family winemaking's always been in the background of his family. So great grandma Sanatella, which is what our reserve is named after, she was an arborist of grapes, and she was also the first of the Caprios to make their way to Ellis Island. So that's where the ancestry kind of kicks in. And so her daughter, Eleanor, which our flagship wine is named after, was just the epitome of this Italian house. I mean, you'd show up at her house and she'd be like, oh, you're smart, you're gorgeous, you're brilliant. Here, have some manicotti. You need to eat. And just like portraying this. So when Dennis opened the doors up here, that's exactly what he wanted. He knew we wanted to have food pairings because food and wine together are just meant to be. And, of course, Grandma Eleanor would be so upset if he was having people over and not serving food. So, yeah.
There is more to see in Walla Walla. Stick with us on our next episode, where we visit Le Col number 41 and share a year's worth of pairings with their wines. We will learn more about wine pairing and a bit about wine blending. We've also added some extras on Caprio Cellars on our YouTube channel, so check those out. Thanks for joining us on The Scenic Route.